What we're going to do in this video, we're going to talk about what power stations we use, why we use them, and do you need a leisure battery? Hey everyone, welcome to dubventures and welcome to another video. Interesting video today, guys. So today's video, guys, it's about power stations, and it's about like leisure batteries and electrics and power in your camper van. Because do you know what, we get asked so many questions about like how we run things, what we use, what's the best way to do it, because with power stations now there's a lot of people that are not actually getting leisure batteries, and is this the right way to do it? So when we got our camper van converted, one of the first things that we did is we got a leisure battery fitted into the van. Now the thing is, this works for us because the leisure battery, it powers like a lot of things that we use while we're on the road. Now the main thing that we wanted the electrics for was for the lights in the camper van and the diesel heater as well. Also, when we're well camping and at campsites, you know, and just relaxing in the van, we also like to power our TV as well. Now let me show you, we've got our control panel here for our diesel heater, and we've actually got charging points as well. We've got a charging point for 12 volt items like that work off USB there, and I'm just going to show you what else we power in the garage in the van. So this is the garage space in our van, and I'm just going to show you, we've got two 12 volt sockets there. Now what we use them for is because we do have a power station and we do take this with us when we travel, and this powers our fridge. We also use the leisure battery so that when we use the sink, obviously the water, it's worked off a pump. So having a leisure battery in your camper van, it does work, but it does have its limitations. Let's go in the house and let's chat further about this. For the regular viewers that have watched us on a lot of our trips that we do, and by the way, if you are new to the channel, you've not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button while you're here. But anyway, so this is a fridge that we use when we travel. Now we power it using the EcoFlow Pro power station. Now we've got an extra battery. Now we've done tests with different EcoFlows, and this gives us about 5 days of like constant use of the fridge if we don't like charge it up, if we don't use any solar, or we don't like use any hookup, you know, to charge the batteries up. If we just like left these on, we get about 5 days.
Hi everyone, if you're new to the channel, my name's Brooke, so welcome. Anyway, so this is a River 2 Pro, the newer version of the ones that we already power our fridge with. So we've got this and we want to see how long it actually runs the fridge with without the extra battery. So this is a 768 watt-hour power station, and it can power things like your laptops, your mobile phones, your camera batteries. It can even power small fridges, and that's what we're going to do now. So on this power station, it has 3 plug sockets, has USB and USB ports, and it also has a 12 volt. Now the new things with this power station, because obviously this is the newer model, you can actually charge it by USB-C, which is one of the new features on this power station. So the River 2 Pro has one of the longest warranties in the industry, and EcoFlow guarantees it for 5 years.
These River Pro EcoFlows, they have a fast charge system that just over an hour takes it from 0 to 80%. That's fast. Right, let's get the fridge switched on. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave this plugged in. Now obviously the fridge, because it's just been switched on, it uses a lot of power, sort of letting the initial start up to get it to temperature. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave that running, and in this video at the end I'm going to tell you exactly how long this powered the fridge for. Now the way things are, guys, with sort of like energy prices and things like that, investing in power stations is a pretty sound buy at the moment, because we actually have an EcoFlow Delta 2 as well, and we use that just for the house, and that powers things like your washing machines, your fridge and things. And you know, there has been talks of like there's going to be like energy blackouts and things like that. Definitely handy to have something like that in your house, even if you don't have a camper van, you know, where you've got something spare to power household items. Now as far as having a camper van goes, or you know, any sort of like travel that you do where you require some power, as we said at the beginning of the video, do you need to have a leisure battery? For us, having a leisure battery, it's a must have. That's only for the convenience of like having everything on hand, where like say you can just turn the lights on, you know, you can turn the diesel heater on, things like that. But that doesn't mean that you have to have a leisure battery to power all these items. You can use power stations to power things like your diesel heater, your lights, your TV, the pump on your sink for the water and things. Also, if you get the correct power station, you can also power things like a hairdryer, hair straighteners, microwaves, slow cookers, lots and lots of different things like that. Now if you have a leisure battery fitted to your camper van, you can get it so that you can have like things done with it, so that it can power things like your microwave and that, but we chose not to have that system. The reason we chose not to have that system is because we knew that we was going to get power stations, because the good thing about having power stations is, if you've got the one that can power like heavy duty devices, they're portable. It means that like you can sit outside the van in summer and things and use them with fans and things, or you can bring them in the house and you can use them in your house to power your household items. Now one thing you've got to remember, especially if you're getting like into van life and it's like something that you've never done before, one thing that you've got to do, not listen to like what other people are saying, because it's got to work for you. When we got our leisure battery fitted, we got a lot of, should I use the word? Yeah, haters sending us like a lot of sort of like negative comments, saying a lot of things like, you've done it wrong and you've done the system in a way that it's not going to be practical for you. First thing we need to point out here is, like I said, we did it our way because we wanted to do it so that if we needed extra power, we could use a power station, but then it would become portable. And if you have seen like a lot of our previous videos, you'll see that Brooke, when she uses like hair straighteners and hair dryers and things like that, it works ideal using the EcoFlow power stations that we have. So a lot of the comments that we got were saying things like, you know, by not sort of like having it done in a way that you can power like your heavy duty devices already means that we've done it wrong and we didn't know what we're doing and things like that. Like I say, we did design it that way. Now here's the thing, you don't need a leisure battery in your camper van if you're going to be travelling and things. So if you're like new to van life and you're thinking about different systems, you can just get a power station, because like I said, you can power diesel heaters, you can power fan heaters with some of the EcoFlow power stations, and you can power a lot of heavy duty devices. So yes, you don't have to have a leisure battery, but like I said, we chose to have the leisure battery done, and we also chose that we was going to get like power station. And the good thing is as well, if you have a power station and you go camping, if you don't have a camper van, you can use the power station in like your tent and things like that.
So we're going to do the Northeast 250 with a few of our friends, and I've been trying to look at campsites and things like that, and what I've noticed is the prices of campsites are going up a lot. And what campsites have started doing now, which I've noticed on a couple of like campsites that I've been looking into, is they've been giving you a price for your campsite, but you have to pay for electric as you use it. So when I looked further into these campsites that was charging for the electric, it's basically a meter. So you get charged for every single unit you use. So then we wouldn't need to pay for electric on campsites anymore because we have the EcoFlows. And if we're going to stay there for a few days or for longer, we have solar panels which will charge your EcoFlows up.
Hey everyone, so it's just over 2.5 days later. So this, it's just ran out. I don't know if there's any power left in there. Yeah, you can just see it's on that. So we got 2.5 days. Now that's pretty good, because if you wanted to, like I said, for example, power this fridge for 2.5 days on a road trip, which might be a weekend away or something, that is capable of doing that. So now if you did 2 nights away, you know, because that extra half a day like power that it'll have, you would be able to power like other devices as well. So really impressed with that. What I will say is, if you're like building your camper van, you know, setup, and you don't have a leisure battery or anything, like I said, you can sort of like power like different like items that you've got like using a system like this. Now in the past we have had comments of people that have been saying things like, oh, our setup is completely wrong because, you know, you should have had something like this fitted into the van, you know, like when you fitted the leisure battery. And we do get a lot of comments about things like that, and I kind of don't understand it, because no, we did it that way, where, you know, we had the leisure battery fitted so that we can power like all the devices, like the lights and diesel heater, you know, and all the things that I told you about, like the pump and things. Using EcoFlow power stations to be able to like get extra power in your camper van is an ideal way to do it, again, because you can take it out and then you can use them in the house as well. So guys, we do highly recommend things like this. Links in the description if you want to have a look at the different EcoFlow systems that you can get. We will be taking the EcoFlow systems with us when we do our upcoming Scotland trip, because yes, we're going back to Scotland again. Now you might be thinking, we go to Scotland a lot. Do you know what? You could go to Scotland all the time and there's still a lot of different places, you know, that you can go exploring and things. And do you know what? Something exciting about this trip as well. Some of the old teams meeting up as well. You'll have to wait and see what that's all about. Guys, I hope this video has been useful. But like I said, we do highly recommend the EcoFlow system, so do click the link in the description. And you know what guys, until the next video, thanks for watching, click the subscribe button, hit the like button, bye for now.